Hello and welcome to Channel 8 Update. I'm Dan Cox.
And I'm Megan Howes.
Over the weekend, a Chicago rally was canceled after thousands of protesters showed up, prompting conflict and multiple arrests. Last week, a Trump supporter was charged for punching a protester at a Trump event in North Carolina. Yesterday, Trump said he's looking into paying that supporter's legal fees. A lot of people say Trump's campaign promotes violence, a claim that Trump denies. Trump defended himself and his supporters while emphasizing that he does not condone violence. Trump points his finger at Bernie Sanders supporters for causing the conflict.
An Amtrak train carrying over 100 passengers derailed in rural Kansas early Monday morning, moments after an engineer noticed a significant bend in a rail and applied the emergency brakes. According to an official, at least 32 people were hurt, authorities said. The train, known as Southwest Chief, was apparently traveling at about 75 miles per hour when the engineer noticed a deformity in the rail and pulled the brakes. The official spoke on the condition of anonymity due to not being authorized to speak publicly about the federal investigation.
The men's basketball coach at the University of California, Berkeley, said Monday that he was moving to fire an assistant coach who violated the school's sexual harassment policy. Assistant coach Jan Hoefnagel has suspended pending termination proceedings and will not be traveling with the team during the upcoming NCAA men's basketball tournament, the athletic department said in a statement. The person who accused Hoefnagel of sexual harassment is not affiliated with the school, according to spokesperson Dan Mogulof. University of California President Janet Napolitano announced on Friday a new process for reviewing sexual harassment claims against administrators. A new system-wide committee would review and approve all proposed penalties for high-level administrators who violate sexual assault and harassment policies. She also ordered university leaders to complete sexual assault and harassment training by March 25th. If this is UC Berkeley's first appearance in the NCAA men's basketball tournament since 2013. They face Hawaii on Friday.
Breakfast cereals maker Kellogg's said that federal regulators are conducting a criminal investigation of a video that surfaced on Friday showing a man filming himself urinating on its factory assembly lines. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration of Criminal Investigation is leading the probe into the video, which was recorded in 2014. The video uploaded on the website World Star Hip Hop on Friday shows the man urinating on an assembly line and then panning to a sign with the company's logo. The company said, quote, immediately alerted law enforcement authorities and regulators, end quote. After learning of the video on Friday, company spokeswoman Chris Charles said that Kellogg is also conducting an internal investigation, that the company has not identified the person in the video. The spokeswoman said, the video was recorded at Memphis, Tennessee factory, and any products that could have been potentially impacted would be very limited and past their expiration dates. She said the products that could have been potentially impacted include Rice Krispies, granola clusters used in some products, and puffed rice treats that Kellogg no longer makes.
At least 27 people have died after a car bomb exploded in the Turkish capital, Ankara, less than a month after a suicide bomber killed dozens of military personnel and civilians in the city. The office of Ankara's governor, Mehmet Kilisur, confirmed the number of fatalities. At least 25 people were injured in the blast on Sunday. The office also confirmed that the explosion was caused by a car bomb. Local broadcaster TRT said that the area, which houses many administrative buildings, was crowded when the bomb went off at 6:43 p.m. This attack was only blocks away from a similar attack that happened in February. Fearing another attack, Turkish police enclosed the area and sent away journalists rushing to the scene. Turkish media reported that the Interior Minister Etkalin Ala talked to Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan via telephone to inform him about details of the blast. The Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu to inform him about the details of the blast. The Prime Minister will be holding a meeting. Turkey has suffered a string of terrorist attacks in the past 19 months, most of which were blamed on ISIS militants who are said to be responsible for at least 4 bomb attacks in Turkey since June of last year.
The Duke of Cambridge has paid tribute to the, quote, incredible work, end quote, of the teaching profession as a Nobel Style Award worth of $1 million. The award, called the Global Teacher Prize, was given to Hanan Al-Hurab, a Palestinian teacher who works with children who have been grown up exposed to violence. The award was presented at a ceremony in Dubai. Tributes were given by Pope Francis, Prince William, former President Bill Clinton, and even actor Matthew McConaughey, as well as a number of politicians. Harab grew up in the Bethlehem refugee camp and was regularly exposed to violence. She went into primary education after her own children were left traumatized from witnessing a shooting on their way home from school. Harab promotes the slogan, quote, "No to violence," end quote, and used a specialist approach with children that she developed herself and has written about in her book called We Play, We Learn It. It involves developing trust and respectful and affectionate relationships, encouraging kids to work together and rewarding positive behavior. She plans to spend her prize money on helping students and teachers around the world help them progress in their education and careers. We'll be right back after this short break.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers, dirty looks.
School's out!
For summer.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
You guys going to my party on Friday?
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be crazy.
All right.
What's up, dude?
I'm loving your jacket.
Don't be such a fag.
If you don't mean it, why say it? Words hurt. Think before you speak.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Last Tuesday, the music producer Sir George Martin passed away. He was 90 years old. Adam Sharp, the founder of CA Management, which represented the music producer, released a statement stating, quote, "In a career that spanned nearly 7 decades, Martin was recognized globally as one of music's most creative talents and a gentleman until the end," end quote. Martin worked with countless others over a career that spanned decades, including Peter Sellers, Shirley Bassey, America, Cheap Trick, Jeff Beck, and Celine Dion. But his fame and his influence rest on the 7 years he spent with the Beatles, the most successful group in music history, a group Martin helped propel to the top spot with his musical expertise. Tasteful arrangements and willing experimentation, according to Sharp. Martin died peacefully in his home in England this morning.
In lighter news, a penguin is reunited with his human best friend. That's right, a penguin. In May of 2011, the penguin named Dindum was traveling from South America. Unfortunately, he was caught in an oil spill along the way, and the Magellanic penguin could barely move his oily state. Joan Pereira de Sousa found the helpless creature in the backyard, which opens up onto Privada Beach in Rio de Janeiro. The 71-year-old retired man cared for the penguin by washing the oil off of his body and feeding him sardines over the next few days. When Dindum seemed strong enough, Pereira de Sousa took him to a nearby island and released the bird into the sea. Hours later, Pereira de Sousa heard a squeaking in his backyard, and much to his surprise, he had saw that the penguin returned and was calling for him. Dindum ended up staying with Pereira de Sousa for over a year until one day when he disappeared. Pereira de Sousa thought that he would never see Dindum again until the bird appeared in his backyard, squeaking to let him know that he had returned. According to biologist Joan Paulo Karosky, quote, "Because penguins are usually very loyal to their pair and breeding site, where they spend the summer, they tend to come back to the same place every year," end quote. Dindum visits his friend every year during June to mid-February.
Fredonia has named Joseph Annie Carafa, PhD, as Dean of its College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, the largest college within the Fredonia campus. Dr. Carafa, who joins the campus from Ferris State University in Big Rapids, Michigan, will begin his new role on July 1st. Dr. Carafa has served the students at Ferris State campus system in many capacities since joining the university in 2000. Most recently, he has been interim dean of its College of Arts and Sciences, Ferris State's largest academic unit. Stepping in from his associate dean's role, which he had held since 2012, from 2008 to 2013. Carafa also served as director of the university's Jim Crow Museum, which uses racist memorabilia to teach the tolerance and promote social justice. At Fredonia, Carafa will report to Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Terry Brown, and oversee a college with 16 distinct academic departments, as well as a variety of interdisciplinary programs and initiatives serving roughly 25,000 undergraduate and graduate students. Dr. Brown said of the new dean, quote, "We are pleased to add Dr. Carafa to the Fredonia team. He has shown clear ability to work in many academic disciplines throughout his career and has led a variety of groups during a variety of circumstances. In addition, he has dedicated his career to public higher education and his scholarship in psychology, including cultural estrangement, along with his commitment to diversity, helps set him apart during our nationwide search and positions him well to succeed," end quote.
In honor of Women's History Month, the Women's Union has planned a series of events to take place throughout March and early April. Events include multiple discussions and activities that are specific to women's history, including a speech on gender and racial inequalities in STEM fields by Latina feminist, activist, and blogger Patricia Valroy, which take place tomorrow from 6 until 8 p.m. in the Williams Center. Other events include History Trivia this Thursday in McEwen Hall, a Skype session with social media activist Soraya Ali taking place on March 13th regarding body positivity in social media, and second annual Gender and Social Change lecture with keynote speaker Leah Lakshmi, a Toronto and Oakland-based poet, writer, educator, and social activist, which will take place on April 6th. Women's History Month will wrap up with a closing ceremony and reception in the Williams Center in the Horizon Room on Wednesday, April 6th from 8 until 9 p.m., including dinner and several musical performances. The event is free to students, but a ticket is required. Tickets are available from the Fredonia ticket office in Williams Center.
Fredonia has redesigned its scholarship model to increase overall affordability for students and families, which will be implemented with new freshman transfer students entering for the fall 2016 semester. The director of admissions, Corey Bezek, stated, quote, "When considering students for scholarships, we are not focusing on standardized tests and averages. A student is so much more than that. We are recognizing those students who display the potential not just academically, but as leaders and contributing members of our community at large," end quote. As a result of its redesign efforts, this year Fredonia will offer over $5 million in merit scholarships, as well as need-based aid, nearly doubling the amount it offered in 2014.
An investigation into a DUI-related crash in Jamestown early Sunday has led to an arrest. The local police officers in Jamestown say that they responded to a call on 93 Camp Street around 2 a.m. after a vehicle had crashed onto a porch and subsequently landed on a parked vehicle in the driveway. The driver has since been arrested and charged with a DWI, amongst other driving failures. He has been released and will appear in Jamestown court at a later date.
A Buffalo woman has recently been charged with the second-degree murder of her husband while they were in Rochester. Jennifer Pryor, 32, has been charged with fatally stabbing her husband Roger Pryor, 26, according to the Democrat Chronicle. The stabbing happened in front of a YMCA near East Main Street late Saturday night, outlets reported. Roger Pryor was pronounced dead at the scene. Police have not yet released any other official information. We will be right back with these short news breaks.
Yes, I am.
Give it to him hard.
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 68 children is diagnosed with autism. That's about a 30% increase in 2 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. For free tips to help you save, go to
Feed the Pig.
The SUNY Board of Trustees passed a resolution calling to raise wages for SUNY employees. This resolution took effect on January 28th and resulted in the first of many wage increases aimed to get employees to $15 per hour by 2021. Governor Cuomo said, quote, "We are going to raise the minimum wage to bring economic opportunity back to millions of hardworking New Yorkers and led the nation in the fight to fair pay," end quote. On January 4th, a rally in New York City, the Western New York region, is expected to have 5,833 employees' wages increase. This increase is going to affect all state-employed workers, which includes student workers such as work study and student assistants. According to Megan Macawiak, the Assistant Director of Financial Aid, the Work Study Program is a federal program run by the Department of Education that provides students in need financial awards and provides them jobs to pay money off. Since the students are working to earn the amount of their financial awards, this wage increase means that they will have to work less hours. Work study students can earn a specific dollar amount for the academic year, said McCoack. Work study students will need to work less hours due to the wage increase. This does not mean that work study students will earn less money. Their award amount for the current year remains the same. The wage is expected to go up $10.75 per hour by December, and it is expected to be raised by $15 an hour by January 1st, 2021.
University of Connecticut roared through its conference tournament to solidify its spot in the field, not unlike it did winning the 2011 and 2014 national titles. But if having momentum is a good thing this time of year, not having it is just as bad. Iowa was once considered a potential #1 seed, but fell all the way to a 7th seed, while teams such as Providence and Southern California have also had trouble lately.
Professional tennis player Kristina Mladenovic of France said that she was speaking for everyone when she said of Maria Sharapova, who recently began a provisional ban and faces a lengthy suspension after testing positive for melandium. Quote, "All the players are saying that she's a cheater," end quote. Sharapova has said that she will accept the consequences after failing to read at least one emailed warning that melandium was added to the ban list on January 1st. But her and her legal team have been conducting their defense in a very public manner, using Facebook to deny claims from the International Tennis Federation that she received 5 warnings because Sharapova admitted to taking the drug over a 10-year period for medical reasons, but could be banned for as long as 4 years if she is found guilty of deliberately taking the drug to enhance her performance. Mladenovic criticized Sharapova when she told the French newspaper La Parisienne, quote, "She can play with words and have a good lawyer, but on the principles of the situation, she's wrong. She has no excuse that can defend what she's done. For me, there's no doubt," end quote. She also added, quote, "The good news to come of all this is that there's anti-doping program is working, and that even if you're among the best players, you're going to get caught and it's going to get out," end quote. Sharapova, who has never been known to be popular with her peers, has unsurprisingly received little to no support from other players.
The official NCAA men's college basketball bracket is usually a heavily guarded secret until its scheduled national reveal. But on Sunday around 6:30 p.m., an individual tweeted it midway through the show. The tweet's caption was, quote, "Spoiler alert, full bracket," end quote. Not everyone was sold on the legitimacy of this bracket. Jim Boeheim was heard saying, quote, "I don't believe that stuff too much, but we heard about it, we knew about it, and it was all over the internet," end quote. A CBS spokesperson declined to comment on the issue, and the NCAA is currently leading an investigation into the matter. That's it from us from Channel 8 Update. I'm Dan Cox.
And I'm Megan House.